Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today I want to give you guys a little update about what's going on with my mom, and I also want to touch base about my father. A lot of you guys been wondering and asking about my father, so stay tuned and I'll explain everything I can. So a lot of you are aware that I went to go visit my mother a couple months ago, just to give her a few things, a photo album, some clothes, hygiene products, and just, kind of remind her that I'm there for her and I love her and I'm not going nowhere. With that being said, on the last day that I was there, somebody stole her phone. So that's the reason why I can't really talk to my mom all the time. Most of you guys know I posted on my story the other day that my mom tried to call me around 1 a.m., on her birthday, and I wasn't able to answer because I was asleep. I tried to call her back a few hours later when I woke up, but she was no longer around that person. So one thing I noticed is that my mom remembered my number by heart. She randomly calls me from other people's phones, so I think that's amazing. But yeah, somebody stole her phone, and I thought about buying her a new one, but I just felt like the same thing was gonna happen. However, my mom did call me back a few hours, after I tried to call her back from that same phone number, and I was able to wish her a happy birthday. I was also able to tell her, that you guys wished her a happy birthday, and that really made her day. She was very happy about that. I loved it, I felt fulfilled. It was just it was a good feeling. She loved the photo album. I mean, you guys see, you guys saw clearly where, I gave her the photo album and she was going through it, and she just loved it. So that was a blessing. And thank you guys so much for that. I really appreciate it. I know she does too. Now, the one problem that my mom struggles with is consistency. One day she's on board, she's ready to move forward. The next day she's not ready. She doesn't want to do anything. However, that's why I'm here. I'm her consistency. I'm here to fight for her. I'm here to do whatever it takes. I'm not going to give up on her. I understand that she's struggling, not just physically, but mentally. And that's why I'm making this video, to share my story and also inspire others who are going through the same situation. We're already at $13,000 for the GoFundMe, so there's a lot of people that are supporting this journey. They relate to this journey, and they want to do everything they can to help their peers, their spouses, their mothers, their fathers, whatnot. And I'm also here to prove that not all hope is lost when you lead with unconditional love and you have faith in God. There's no addiction that is stronger than prayer, that is stronger than God, that is stronger than faith. As I stated earlier, I want to talk a little bit about my father. A lot of people are asking, who is he? Where is he? Why doesn't he help? Etc. And it's going to be a little touchy, but I'll dive into it. When I was first born, my father went to prison, so I never had a chance to meet him. The first time I met him was 9 years old. It was a random day. My mom looked at me and she was like, "Hey, do you want to meet your father?" I thought she was joking, because I was under the impression that my father was my brother's father, who is my younger brother. But he was pretty much kind of in the picture, at a very young age. So I thought he was my father. And, because my mom was a little bit on the unstable side, I would live with him and live with my mom. So yeah, ultimately I thought he was my father. Until this random day, my mom was like, "Hey, do you want to meet your dad?" I thought she was joking. I was like, "No, my dad's at home." But a few minutes after that question, I ended up meeting my real father. I know he was my real father because the dude looked just like me. So there was no doubts, no questions. I knew he was my father. Now, the thing about my father is he was in a gang. Most of you guys know that's a for life thing. So my father was a Rolling 20s Crip. He used to hang out with, Snoop Dogg and people like that. So he claims. But yeah, that's the lifestyle he lived. Very, very dangerous lifestyle. Something that I'm not, I don't affiliate with. Now, I only met him a few times. I met him the first time when I was 9, a few more times after that. But ultimately, he would be, back and forth from prison, and living in the streets. So now, one thing I do remember my mom always talking about when it came to my father was the fact that he was a very romantic, respectful, and good-looking man, and she loved him. He just lived a dangerous lifestyle. After all these years, I'm able to talk to him a little bit. He'll call me, catch up a little bit and just kind of ask me, you know, how I'm doing and whatnot. But, you know, he does live in California. I don't really get to see him that much. You know, for a long time though, he actually inspired me, not because of the life he lived, but because of his character. You know, the times that I did meet him, you know, taught me a lot. I realized he was very athletic, you know, so we would throw the football around a little bit, you know, so I thought that was inspiring as far as being a father. You know, it's something that I'm able to do with my kids today. Because, you know, my brother's dad, you know, he didn't really do that with me. So, you know, having those moments with him meant a lot to me. He still played a big role in my character today. He was very confident when he would be around other people or even talking to me. You know, he's very confident. He spoke with his chest. He didn't hold back. Physically, he always made sure that he was working out, that he was fit. And I think that's something that inspires me as well. One thing that also stuck with me was the fact that when I would be around him, he tried to be the best father possible. I don't know if he was trying to make up for lost times or if this is just who he was, but it definitely impacted me as a father today. So ultimately, with all that being said, even though my father is a great person, a great human being, because of the life that he lives, he was unable to provide and help and assist my mother in raising me. But the absence of my father helped me in the person I am today. It helped me be independent, strong-willed, determined. It also helped me make sure that my kids felt loved and made sure that their mom was around. I also have a GoFundMe link set up below if you'd like to support. Any donations, no matter how big or small, will go a long way. So if you'd like to help me get my mom's life back on track, please consider supporting, sharing, and donating to the link below. I'll continue to keep you guys updated and informed about this journey and what's going on with my mom as soon as I can. And any information that I receive, I will share it with you all. But again, thank you guys so much for everything, all the support, all the followers, all the kind words. It means so much to me, and I know it means so much to my mother.